Hi, welcome back to Crochet Creations and a vlog-a-day. That's what it is, vlog-a-day, July 2024. So, one of the Christmas presents that I'm working on for July to give away in December is a set of towels and washcloths for my daughter. So, she's a mini freak, and I mean crazy. She has all the Halloween mini decorations, I swear, that they came out with. She has all the Christmas mini decorations to put out in your yard. So she loves it when I pick up towels and create some things with them. So this year we're going to do something different. We're going to take these two towels. She'll get both towels, but I'm only going to make one hanger. And the hanger I'm making this year is going to be totally different. I'm going to design it, and I'm hoping that you guys enjoy it. So here's the towels. I'll put them away, and I will talk about the matching. Now, this doesn't match exactly, but what I wanted to do this year was, I first of all wanted to use some of the K&C from Joann's. This is K&C Knit and Crochet Essential 100% cotton. I wanted to use this for her washcloths this year because she really likes me to make her washcloths. And so what I was trying to do was I was trying to make it match these towels as best I could. It's close. It's not perfect. So the first thing I want to do is go ahead and give you the pattern for this. And it is just the stitch I was using for a blanket earlier in the month. So if you go ahead and chain 34 stitches, we will come out to the one that I did. It has 34 stitches, so it has three multiples of 3 plus 1 to start out, so you can make it any size you want. And then I'm going to go ahead and single crochet in the second chain from the hook and double crochet in that same chain, and that's going to start your washcloth. So I chained 34. I'm using an H5 millimeter hook with the cotton yarn. It's coming out really nice. You're going to skip 2, and in the next you're going to single crochet and 2 doubles, all in the same. So that's going to be the pattern across. You're going to skip 2, single crochet, and 2 doubles. Skip 2, single crochet, and 2 doubles. Now I got 11 of these clusters. Skip 2, and then at the very end of the row, I'll just wait until I get there, I guess. The fan is blowing my yarn away from me, taking it right out of my hands. today is practice for the air show that we're having this weekend, and so I've been doing videos every so often. I've been running out to check it out, and the F-35 just went over about 5 or 6 times, went right over the house, and it is loud when that one goes over, especially when it goes sideways. So that's fun. Before he went, 2 Thunderbirds went over, a couple 3 or 4 time passes. So the practices have been going on now for a couple days, and I'm enjoying it because we have a really quiet airport and it's something special. So some of my neighbors aren't too happy with the practice. I know a couple ladies were putting negative comments on everybody's posts. Well, you know. Alright, so I'm at the end now, and we're going to do one more, which will give us 11, and then we're going to, in the last, we're going to skip one and put 1 single right in the end, single crochet, or chain, I mean, so that will give you 11, and then you're going to chain 1 and turn your work, and then in the first single, you're going to go ahead and do your cluster, so single and 2 doubles. And then you're going to skip over to the next single and do your next cluster. This gives it some texture, and it does close in all your holes too throughout your washcloth, so that's kind of neat. Now, I didn't do a border on this one, the one that's finished. I didn't do it, but we're just going to skip over and do a cluster in every single. But I guess you could do a border. Alright, so as you go across, you get to the end, and then when you get to the end, you're going to, again, put 1 single in the last single at the end. And then that's the 1 row repeat. You just chain 1 and turn, and start with a cluster in your first single. So this will end up with 2 washcloths, 2 towels, and I'm going to make a hanger. So the hanger is going to be, well, I'll get to it in just a minute. I am going to do a part 2, so when I come back, I will have a hanger started. I actually did start it, and I'm gonna talk about that in just a minute, but I don't have the pattern for sure done. It's just a test right now, so I don't want to tell you exactly. This is exactly how I'm going to do it for sure, but it is in test mode. I will stop the video, I will continue on in test mode, and then I'm going to come back, and it'll be like it never happened, like I never went away, and it'll splice the 2 videos together, and that is your last single. So you will continue on with the chain 1 and turn your work. So let's see, how many rows did I actually do? I did quite a few, so let's count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, You can do as many rows as you want, but I did 22, and I just ended it right here with the last single crochet and ended it. I didn't do a border. I thought it didn't need it. I thought it was pretty quick and easy washcloth. So I'm going to do a second one to match, and you know, then I'll be all done with those. But okay, so what I'm doing is I'm using these rings this time. There are 2 of these rings. Well, I bought a bag of these, but I thought that I would take 2 of them and I would crochet a piece that goes in between with the matching yarn, of course. And so I started on the first ring, and I started adding single crochets to this ring, and I did 24 single crochets on this ring and tightened it right down every time. And this is like I said, I'm not sure if this is going to be the way it's going to be to finish it out, but my plan is to put the pattern on here and then go to the second ring, and you will add that second ring, and you'll put that over your stove, and then your towel will go in here. So that's the plan. I'm going to continue on this test, see what I come up with, and then I will be back with part 2 of what I'm making for Christmas presents in July. Thanks for joining me. I'll be back soon. Well, that was terrible. I wasn't in frame very well. I'm so sorry. I was way over here, and I haven't been doing that mistake all that much. And I'm hoping that you still got the gist of this pattern. I'm hoping that ended up being okay. Jeez. Anyway, so we're going to start out with my idea of how to do this towel ring this year a little bit different. I'm using an H hook, and you want to grab a hold of your loop, your ring, and you want to drop a loop like you would on any other thing, and pull through as if you're single crocheting, and tighten that right down real tight, because that's your first stitch, because you don't want it looking loopy later. You're going to probably have to single crochet on here a couple times and get yourself adjusted to doing this, because this is a big ring. But after you get going, it's not too bad. And I want to do about 24 single crochets on here, and just keep your tail under there and just cover it up. So why I said 24 is I took the towel and pulled it through the ring, and it looked like it would be around the right amount to look for the tail or the holder to go over the stove and then display the towel properly. So I did 24. When you get 24 on there, you're going to chain 1, and you're going to turn, and you're going to do a single crochet in every stitch. Just like that. I don't have 24 on there right now. This is the second time I've done it. So that's how that's going to end up, and you're just going to carefully get your single crochets on there. Okay, so then I'm going to go and bring the other one out that already has the 24 stitches of single crochets on there. And we're going to start the pattern that I've done 13 times. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, you delete a lot of videos doing things like this, I gotta tell you. And you rip stuff out, and then you do it again. So I have chained 1, and I'm going to turn my work. Now this is going to be most likely your front of your work. This this row. But again, it's not going to matter because front and back, you're not going to be able to tell unless you're a crocheter what the front and back is. So now is going to start my detailed little idea I had. So I'm going to go and double crochet right in the very first single crochet right there. Then I'm going to skip 3 and put a double in the third one, and it's going to look like that. And then there's going to be 2 here. Now you're going to skip that one and leave it forever and ever skipped. You're not going to use it. You're going to go ahead and put a double in the first one skipped, which is going to leave you an X. Alright, we're done. You see where you already worked in that one? Now we're going to use the next 3. We're going to double crochet in the third one, and then we're going to skip back to the first one skipped, which will be this one. And then that one is used. So we're going to skip all the way to this one and do it again. Double crochet and skip back to the first one. So every time you do an X, you're going to leave a unworked single crochet in the back, in the middle there. I'm going to skip over here and back again. Now we're going to skip, that one is used, all the way over here. And back again. Now we're going to go way over here on the third one, skip 3, and back. One more time, we're going to skip over to this one, which is your second to your last stitch. Go back to the first one skipped, and then your last double goes into your last stitch right there. You should have a nice little pattern going on here. Alright, so now the decision is, how many rows do we need before we have to add the other ring in? So you're going to chain 1, you're going to double in the first double, you're going to skip to the third double, and then you're going to cross back to the one you skipped, and that's your pattern. Skip over to the second one, and skip back. Skip over one, and skip back. Skip over one, skip back. A couple more, and we'll have row whatever it is, 4 done. I'm holding it down on the table now because, again, I'm not sitting down. Last X, I mean. Okay, there we go. Now your last stitch will be in your first double crochet, and that's the end of that row. So you're just stacking the X's. Okay, so now I'm going to come back at the end with how many rows I did, and then I will add on your second ring. And the whole goal is to have this beauty somewhere around in there. Yeah, okay, so I'll be back. Okay, so I tested this. I went to the stove, I rolled it over. I decided that 7 rows of the X's rows, so that would be row number 3, is what I'm thinking is going to work. So 7 rows of the X's. Alright, so there's 7 X's and 7 rows. Kind of cool. So now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to single crochet back the 24. So in between the X's, I'm going to add another single crochet. We're going to put them all back now. So go in every double and in between the X's, put another double. And that's because I want just as many on this other side as there is on the original side. I'm going to have some left over of this yarn, and I think I'm going to make some coasters to match this. Okay. Now if there's 24, there's 24. If there's not, there's not. But now we're going to chain 1 and turn. And we're going to single crochet in the very first single crochet. Yeah, sure we are. Then we're going to bring the ring back. Now here's the plan. Don't worry about which way it's going. Just go ahead and single crochet on the ring. Now go back to your work and single crochet. Now go back to your ring and single crochet. Go back to your work. Don't miss any. Do every single one. Go back to the ring. Go back to your work. To the ring. It's fiddly, but it's only a single, so it'll tighten right down. Go back to the ring. Back to your work. And keep going. Now, what will happen is you will turn this that way, and it will match the other side eventually. So I'm going to continue on, finish my ring, and I will see you back with the finished of this and the other washcloth, and then I will be doing a coaster to match. So this will be a little longer of a video. All right, see you back. Okay, I'm back. I finished my towel holder. I put my Minnie Mouse on the middle X and the second row up of the X's, so she matches. Now I have to say that the first trial I said that you should single crochet back in all the spaces and get your 24 back. You don't have to. You don't have to. You can just do a single crochet in every stitch and then turn, chain 1, turn, and then do a single crochet here and then one on the ring, one here and one on the ring. It's fine. You don't have to put the 24 back, but I thought you did to try to match it this way, but you don't have to. In fact, it's probably better if you don't because the meats, but it's fine. Mine looks great on the stove. You see how it's a little bit bigger on this side because I did that. You do not have to. You can just do your stitches that way. These were very tight. Anyway, so you put that over the stove, and then you take your towel and you poke it through both of these like this, and there you have it. And then she hangs on the stove like that. All right, so that's a set that we're working on together with the washcloth. I'm making 2 of these now, and then I want to do a set of coasters. So let's go ahead and get our stuff back out, and let's do a set of coasters now. Alright, so we're using that H hook again, 5.0 millimeters. Yep. We're going to get a slip knot and chain 2 and do 12 double crochets in the center. Yeah, sure we are. In the center. 12 double crochets. Boy, is it hot. And it's not that it's really the temperature is, it's the freaking humidity. For the last 2 days, it's just the high humidity. I cannot stand it. How many we got? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Slip stitch in your first double crochet and finish off that. Now you can take that tail later and make your circle a little tighter when we get done with the next row or 2. Chain 1 and do a V-stitch in the first, and go around and do a V-stitch in every double all the way around. Yes, it's way too humid. I usually break it up a little by going to work in the air conditioning, and whoops, no, it doesn't belong there. And then spend some time in the air conditioning, and then come home, and I, been cooking out on the grill, so not heating up the house with anything, and trying to, but the humidity is out of sight. Alright. Of course, I don't know when you're going to see this video because I'm taping several videos together, and some days I'm lucky enough to have more than one, and I'm putting them out throughout the month. How fun is this? Make sure when you're talking, that you get your, let me see now, what did I do? V-stitch, 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 V-stitch. Yep, I did them all. Okay. Not all, but I did them correctly. Alright, so we got like a little wagon wheel going on here. And then you'll end up with 12 V-stitches, which would be 24 doubles and 12 single or chains. Okay, so that will be your second row. Third row, we're going to do a V-stitch increase in, now wait a minute, where am I? No, that's not what I want. I don't want to do it there. I want to do it in the V-stitch. So you're going to slip stitch once over to your chain one space in your V-stitch. Then you're going to chain one and you're going to do a double, chain one, a double, chain one, and a double. So that's a V-stitch with an increase. Then you're going to skip over to the next chain one space and do it again. So chain a double, chain one, a double, chain one, and double. And do that all the way around. And that third row will be your last row. I'm using cotton, so it will be absorbent for when glasses sweat. It will soak into the coaster. And I've never made her any before, so she should like these. That they're different. And she can just throw them out and I'll make her new ones if she wants when they get all, whatever, get all used. Or she can throw them in the washer because you definitely can wash these. I'm not going to put any sequins or anything on them. I'm going to leave them plain so that they just match the set. And these will go in her stocking for Christmas. I like to do these kind of things in the summertime and get them done because they're little and you can do them in the heat and you don't feel like you got a blanket on you. And then you have those things done for the stocking, and then you'll turn around and work on the bigger items like blankets and things when September and October fall around. Although I've already started my stuff, I just don't know if I'll finish them this year. They don't get blankets every year, let's just say, you know. No, they don't. Alright, I'm coming around to my last one, and my plan was slip stitch in your first double is to do 2 of these. So go ahead and weave in your tail and tighten up your circle a little bit. And do a second one. Of course, I just pulled that right out. Huh. Of course I did, right? I didn't want to pull that out yet. I wanted to go around the whole entire circle. And this tapestry needle is quite sharp on this end, so you can get down in there on some of these real tight ones. Okay, I think that's enough. And it does, it tightens it right down if you're very mindful of all the way around, and then just pull it tight. Okay, so that's that. Now I'm going to take the second one, and I didn't weave in my end there. I'm going to put them back to back. And I'm going to go around with Actually, that can just get tucked in, I guess. Doesn't really matter if that's showing or not. Doesn't matter. I'm going to go through both. Make sure you're on the first spoke of one of them. Let's get this. First spoke of both of them and single crochet. Then move over to the chain one space and catch that and single crochet. Get another spoke here. That takes a little bit of time to do this, but if you're watching TV or whatever, it goes by quick. And then when you get done, hopefully you will have a double coaster, and it should sit flat. I'm hoping that is a good idea. I may or may not like these in the end, but I'm doing them. I'm going to do them like this, and I'm going to finish them up, and that will be a set. So that's my plan, is to go all the way around like that. Just grab each one as it appears to you and do the chains together, and that should line them up perfectly. So I'm going to do a couple of these. I'm going to use up the yarns. After I do the 2 washcloths, I will use up the yarns and make 2 or 3, 4 of these, whatever I have left, because that's all I think I have of this yarn is the 2 skeins. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I'll talk to y'all later. Bye for now. Oh yes, take a moment out of each day and be creative.